All right. Good evening, all you guys. So glad y'all are all on the call tonight for another Team Tribe training. My name is Mindy Fry, and I am a Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. So tonight we're going to focus on our vision statement. I love Plexus's vision statement, so I'm going to read it to you. It says, network marketing is the greatest industry on earth. Our goal is to create and sustain a legacy company that gets it right. Plexus is passionate about doing it the way it could be done and should be done, but rarely is. We conduct ourselves and operate in a way our ambassadors, employees, and their families will be proud of today, tomorrow, and the future. That's Plexus vision statement. So I invited Jessa and Yolanda to kind of touch on a few things about our vision statement. So I think I'm going to have Yolanda speak first. Hold on, Yolanda. All right, you are unmuted, Yolanda.
Okay, hi, my name is Yolanda Musgrove. I am sponsored by Mindy Fry, and I'm a gold ambassador with Plexus, and I'm excited about that. So I chose two things about the mission statement that she just spoke of that just spoke volumes to me, that attracted me to Plexus in the very beginning. And you hear it a lot, but I want to go ahead and highlight these two. So the first one is the startup and what I call the maintenance cost. That was a really big deal to me. Some of you know that I was in two network marketing companies prior to Plexus, did very well in both. But the one thing that really stood out when Mindy shared this opportunity with me was that it was only $99 to get started. And not only, outside of the $34.95, it was $99. And you get enough products to last you for a month, and you get 3 of them. That was totally amazing to me. I wish I had understood at the time, which I didn't, but you could also start for $199, which would just get you even more. So if you have a situation where you have a family, then the $199 just makes sense if you're going to put everybody in the family on it. But when you think about that, that is like, it's not a lot of money. There are companies out there where you might spend $500. You might even spend $1,000. They literally have their packages, their welcome or their startup packages are $500. Now so that really stood out to me. The fact that, the 3 products that we start most people off on at Triplex, those were 3 products that I was going to buy anyway. And that's why a lot of times you'll find people say, if they're going to get the Triplex, they might as well sign up as an ambassador and get it for the cheapest price, because it really does make sense. Okay, so that just got my attention in the very beginning. And then the maintenance cost. Okay, the other 2 companies that I was a part of, you had to buy product every month no matter what. So if you didn't buy, then you didn't get paid. So what I mean by that is your auto ship had to go out, or what we call convenience order, it had to go out. With Plexus, if you get customers, all you require is 100 PV, which that's your triplex. If you get customers that match or exceed that amount, that counts for you. I thought that was pretty impressive. You're not forced to buy products to keep the business going, and you certainly don't have to have inventory. We don't have inventory. I don't have inventory. I have enough products for my family, and now that we've moved so far away from Mindy, when I can't bum from her if I run out, I make sure I have a little bit extra of everything so I don't run out. I'm doing good there, Mindy. You'd be proud of me. Now, so the second one for me was how quick you generate income. When Mindy shared this with me, and you hear it all the time, I wasn't really planning on building the business. I thought, I was excited about health and what it could do. And I'm like, of course I could share it, but I really wasn't thinking about building a business. I was pretty content with what I was doing at the time. But when I got paid and I didn't even do anything, I'm like, are you kidding me? I remember from those other 2 businesses specifically how many people on my team never made money. I remember how hard I had to work to make money, and I did well, but I know how hard I had to work to make that money. And to think that I got a check after being in the business within that first month, I got a check and I didn't even know how I got it, and I didn't do anything on purpose to get it. That stood out. So when I looked at that comp plan, I thought, wow, you really could be excited that you could sponsor someone that really sees it as an opportunity. They're in a situation where they need to make money quickly, and if they're willing to follow the work with you, you can help them generate money as soon as the very next week, because Plexus pays you 5 times a month. You can get paid every week, and then you get paid once a month. And we won't go into how that works right now, but just know that if you've never been a part of a network before, you've got your hands on something really special. And if you haven't seen that comp plan, look at it and believe it, because it's very real. And really all it is a matter of time, of you being consistent, persistent, trusting the process, and you can make money. We all got paid on the 11th, which was yesterday. I was shocked to see that. The company, they pay us every single month, and most of those months it's early, and this month it was even earlier than normal early. So those are the 2 things for me. I think I covered what I wanted to cover there. But yeah, those are, did I hit the 2 for under those topics, Mindy?
Absolutely. Great job.
So that's what I wanted to share.
Thank you, Yolanda. Here. Okay. Now we have Miss Jessa. She's going to share with us now. Thank you, Jessa.
Hey, I'm Jessa, and I'm also sponsored by Mindy, and I'm a senior gold ambassador with Plexus. And I like all things about Plexus, so I had to ask for advice on what to talk about. But so time commitment is one. And time commitment for Plexus, if you want to build a business and you want to do it fast, then go for it. You're going to get out of it financially what you put in. So it's like, if you want to go gangbusters, like right off the bat, and do fast track gold, which I didn't know existed, then you're going to end up putting in some serious time right off the front end. But you're also going to be compensated very generously for that. So if your motivation is to get your products paid for and to add to your family's income, you're, like Yolanda said, you can do that right from the very beginning. We own a traditional business also. And so when we started, we had to put in tons of time. You guys were like hours and hours and hours. We built out a commercial space. We asked people to be investors. We put tens of thousands of dollars of other people's money into our business and put our house on the line to start it. And so we invested our time in comparison to how much we had invested financially. We put a ton of time in it. With Plexus, you invest some money. And then for some people, I know that $200 is a stretch. And I'm like, you need Plexus financially. But for time commitment, you can do it in between stuff. So, or like if you're in business building mode, it's like and you really want to go for it, it's an hour a day, 2 hours a day. But you don't have to sit down and do it right at your desk and be on the computer the whole time. You can do it on your phone. You can make phone calls. You can send voicemails. You can talk to people at the grocery store. That's your time commitment, or what we call income producing activities. There you can put in as much time as you want. It's better to do it in smaller increments for your schedule, then have at it. It's your business and you put in what you want. But know that the consistency part is super key. So instead of doing it for 9 hours, doing your Plexus thing once a week, it's better to break it up and do it in smaller pieces. And the other thing I was going to talk about is our products work. And we did this last call, was the Shield of Confidence. And Plexus products work. They're natural products, but they're super potent, and not everything will work for each person the same way. You have to figure out your body's rhythms, what your people need, what you need. Everybody, I call it your sweet spot with Plexus. It can be different. I take 4 to 6 ProBio 5 a day. I've done that for 3 years. My body's not ready to go down. I tried, it's not ready. Some people 1 or 2 ProBio and they're good to go. And so our job as ambassadors for our team and for our customers is like troubleshooting and helping people understand how much healing their body actually needs, and then figure out which products that work for them. And so our products are super powerful. Plexus, we're like huge into gut health and inflammation. And yeah, you guys are amazing. Pain, all of that. So I answer questions, and this is going to tie in right to the One Plexus thing. I answer questions every single day about products for people who don't understand quite how they work. And we put in some serious figuring out for people. Some people love BioCleanse. It's the best thing that ever happened. Some people need to take 4 to 6 a day or their life is miserable. And so that's just asking questions and listening super well, and then asking people to check in with you on a regular basis. And I do it all day long, every day. I seriously, and when I retire from design, I'm going to get some kind of nutritional medical training thing, because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much I don't know. And then, so when people ask if Plexus works for everybody, it does. It's just figuring out which Plexus products will work for them, and then how long it's going to take to kick in. Some people, their first sip is Slim and they're in. And other people, it's 8 months. And so it's communicating really well with everybody. So they all have really realistic expectations of how it's gonna happen for them. And then the last thing is One Plexus. And so all those questions that I answer every day for people, they're not on my team, not directly. I don't benefit financially from it directly. It's indirectly. So when ambassadors and Plexus do really, really well, we all do really, really well financially, but also when we go out, I love that we're called ambassadors, because every single one of us, when we go out, we're actually taking the message of health and happiness. It's how we carry ourselves. It's being honest. It's not lying and cheating and stealing. It's being happy and caring for people and sacrificially giving up our last bottle of ProBio 5 to somebody who needed it for their team member somewhere. We do it all the time. You're going to lose customers to somebody else. You're going to do this, and all this stuff's going to happen. But in the end, it's kind of, I used to think it was cheesy, but it's not. The One Plexus, it's a family. Like the name of our Facebook group, The Tribe, it's all, we work on behalf of one another. We help one another. We support one another and pray for one another and hang out with each other. We actually like each other as people, even outside of Plexus. And you're going to get to know these people as your friends and family, and they're going to be the ones who go with you on trips and that take care of your kids and all that kind of stuff. So One Plexus becomes super complex, and it's a beautiful thing. And I love that it's from the top down and from the bottom up. And so I like that we're talking about it, because I think it's important for all the new people to know how important One Plexus is and how unified we actually are as a team. Like we don't cut in on each other. We always ask. And if somebody's heard about Plexus from someone else, this is super hard, y'all. If somebody comes up to you and asks, you're like, well, did you hear about Plexus from anybody else, like before me? And they're like, well, yeah, my sister's cousin's uncle's girlfriend. And I'm like, if she told you first, then have at it. Like, you should really go back to that person and doing that and rerouting people. And it all comes back, y'all. It's the golden rule. Do unto others, you would have them do unto you. And that's it. That's my 5 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I love so much about Plexus is our culture. And I'll talk a little bit about that too. So my husband and I, we were involved in another network marketing company probably about 20 years ago. And Yolanda and Jessa were both in that company too. But a lot of good came out of it, but also a lot of, I guess, life lessons came out of it too. There was so much pressure to attend business meetings, dressed in business clothes. We had to do that probably 3 to 4 evenings a week. There was a lot of pressure to attend business conferences. And hold on just a minute. Do you need something? Oh, the money? Yes. Okay, sorry. So there's so much pressure to attend business conferences too, and the business conferences were every quarter, and they were never in our city, and so we were usually going to another state, and so they were very expensive, and they were all weekend. So we were expected to go to those too. There was a lot of pressure to set weekly goals, and some of the goals were like, how many people are you going to go out and cold contact a week? And what that means is to just walk up to a stranger and say something like, have you ever thought of diversifying your income? And me being a very quiet, reserved person, that scared me so much, you guys. Terrified me. I couldn't handle it. So that was one of the weekly goals. And then another one was like, you know, how much volume are you going to produce this week? And we were expected to hit those volume goals too for the week because, you know, our sponsor depended on our goals to be hit because it helped them set their goals. So there's just a lot of pressure in that business. So, you know, we made some good money, but we were always reinvesting the money. So I don't know if we really ever made money in that business. But all that to say, I had zero desire to do network marketing again, because this was my experience and I just assumed that's just how network marketing was. So a little bit more. When I saw Amy Achiba start posting on Facebook, I noticed she wasn't posting just Plexus. She posted her life, then occasionally posted about Plexus. So seeing that balance, that was attractive. And that was reassuring to me that it wasn't consuming her life. I think one of the first questions I asked Amy was, had she been to any meetings? Because of course I didn't want to be at any meetings, right? So, and she said that she had been at probably one meeting and she had already been in Plexus for a few months. So I was reassured to hear that, because you guys, as y'all know, a lot of our training is just like this. We're all sitting at home, you know, just our families are in the other room and we're just escaping for a few minutes just to get together and do some training. But I love this culture. Plexus really has designed this company for busy people. You know, it's really designed to build it your way and what works best for you. Like the whole Plexus culture, I want to protect this so much, this culture, because I don't want it to turn into what I had experienced before. I like to say that it's a pressureless business, because never am I going to call Yolanda, never am I going to call Jess and say, how many people are you going to contact this week? That's never going to happen. I'm never going to call them and say, okay, how much volume are you going to do this week? That's never going to happen. And so you can be reassured to know that you're not going to have all this pressure on you to build your business. You decide what you want to do with Plexus. And there's so much freedom in that, you guys, and so much empowerment in that. You get to decide what you want to do. I love it. So you can build, okay, so this is cool. You can build your empire wearing workout clothes and a baseball cap. That is totally acceptable. You don't have to wear business clothes. Sorry. That's just something I dreaded, was when we were back in that other network marketing company, is having to shower 5 days a week and get all dressed up and go out to a hotel and have meetings. That was not attractive to me. I love just being in my t-shirt and shorts. I love that. And I have a successful business in my t-shirt and shorts. Now, if you like to dress professionally, go at it. You can do that. That's the cool thing about Plexus. It's more of a laid back culture, and you make it what you want it to be. So I really see us as encouragers of people. I see us as cheerleaders. I know some of you just cringed, but hear me out. So being my daughter's cheer coach, I tell them, as cheerleaders, you are encouragers and supporters of all people. So what does that look like? So what I want to, my goal is that whenever I talk to anyone, whenever I message anyone, I want them to feel complimented, and I want them to feel good and valued about themselves. Whether they join me in Plexus or not, I want to cast that vision to them, is that I want them to know, I value you, I'm reaching out to you, I would love for you to do this with me, and here's why. I see this in you, and whatever it is. So when you are talking to someone, make it personal to them. I know I give y'all messages, messages that you can send to people, but I want you to personalize it to them so that you can compliment them and see, this is what I see in you, and this is why I would love to do this business with you. Now, make sure that it's personal to them and that you're complimenting them. So if they're not, a social butterfly, don't say, I love how you make lots of friends. That's not applicable to them. But you can say, I love how you love your family. You love people well. So make it personal to them. But when we post on social media, we are casting the net out, and we are just saying, basically, if you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, come talk to me. And then when we personally message people or talk to people, we are inviting them to join us on this journey. So you guys, I love the whole Plexus culture. I think it's such a beautiful thing that we need to protect. And what that means is when we build our business, we build it with integrity. Like Jessa touched on a lot. We don't lie, steal, cheat, any of that business. We keep this very protected, and so that it is a very valued company that has great integrity. And you guys, when you go to the Plexus convention that's held once a year, you see the heart of Plexus, and you see that integrity, and you see how special this and unique this company is. So that's really where I caught my vision with Plexus, is when I went to my first Plexus convention, and I was like, wow, this is different than anything that I've ever seen before. But seriously, you guys, I want you to feel so good about this company that you're involved in. It is truly unique and special, and you can do whatever you want with it. Now, we would love for you to join us and, start running. But you know what? If you just want to get your products paid for, you can do that. Just find 3 accountability partners. That's it. And you can get your products paid for. Or you can be like Amy Achiba, my sponsor. You guys, she's driving a Plexus Lexus, meaning Plexus pays for her Lexus, and she gets to go to Hawaii on Saturday that Plexus is paying for. And another one of our sisters in Plexus, Terry Jo, she's going to Hawaii too. You guys, Plexus is changing people's lives. Anyways, it's a great company. Our products work. That's why it's a great company. Jessa had talked about that too, because our products work. They're powerful and effective, and so, you can't really go wrong with a company that has integrity and a company that has great products. So I think that's really all I wanted to kind of touch on. I just want to encourage y'all that whenever you do talk about Plexus to anyone, that your goal is to make that person feel special and leave on a good note, whether they join you or not, because seriously, positivity, that attracts people. But when you, I never want to hear any of us ever bashing another company. Let's say somebody says, well, I'm actually building, X, Y, and Z. I want you to say, that is great. I'm excited for you. And then, just keep it positive. We are encouragers and cheerleaders of people, and that will attract people. And then maybe, you know, a year from now, they decide that, well, that business was a lot harder. And gosh, you know, Mindy, she's always been so positive and has been such a good friend to me. I really want to know what this Plexus thing is about. So always keep it very positive. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. And thank you so much for joining us on this call. And if y'all need anything, please message me anytime. We are here for you guys, and we want you to succeed at this awesome gift that we've been given. All right, God bless y'all.